For most fans, Mallory Gulley was that beauty who was sure of herself around street criminals. Memphis, counting money, letting go of her arms, and being strong in a world where people talk and drive very quickly. But behind that calm smile was a true racer who chased excitement with some of the biggest names in the South. Her car, the Ugly Duckling, and her bold energy made her stand out in a scene where men were the majority. After that, she was gone. No sound, no goodbye, just quiet. What did really happen? Mallory's sudden disappearance has a lot more to it than anyone thought. There are lawsuits, family trouble, and mysterious posts on social media. And the truth could hurt more than just feelings. People know Mallory Gulley as a money girl, but she's a lot more than that. There's no doubt that she gave runners money on TV, but that's not all. Behind the scenes, she's been racing her whole life, and she comes from a family that lives and loves racing. Mallory was born on March 9, 1996 in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and she grew up in a close-knit family. She and her sister Natalie were raised by their parents, Carrie Sanders Gulley and Kenneth Gulley. Because of Kenneth, the name Gulley may sound like it's been used before. Kenneth Gulley, her dad, was famous long before Mallory ever raced. He is the manager of Gulley Garage, a company that thrives on hard work and speed. Kenneth is a businessman, but he's also been crazy about cars his whole life. He raced for almost 25 years, always looking for speed and making some of the fastest cars on the track. Bounty Hunter, a 2003 Chevy S10, is one of his most famous cars. It wasn't by chance that Mallory became interested in racing. From the time she was little, she went to the tracks with her dad, taking in all the culture has to offer. Also, Kenneth was close with J.J. As for Mallory, it wasn't long before she was also well known in the race world. After that, she went to Arkansas State University, just like her sister Natalie had done. But racing was always a part of her life, no matter where it took her. Since she grew up in a home where cars were more than just a way to get around, she was always drawn to the noise of the engines and the thrill of the track. Her family runs ditch bail bonds and keg towing, and she stays very involved with the business. That said, it was watching street races with her dad that really sparked her interest. They spent a lot of time together at races, especially ones with legendary street racer J.J. DeBoss. Eventually, she joined the action herself. She learned everything from how to build a car to how to drive one like she owned the road. It was clear she wasn't just there to watch. When she finally got behind the wheel herself, she was skilled, focused, and really fired up the race. She used to be seen standing outside giving out prizes, but those times are long gone. She is now the center of attention because she is driving her best car, a bright purple 1964 Chevy that was known as the Ugly Duckling. It's a good name, too, because Mallory's change from an observer to a powerful driver is making people look twice. She's been around cars all her life, but she's still learning how to rule the track. But there's no doubt that she's determined. She gives a lot of credit to Chelsea Day for lighting the fire in her, another brave woman racer. Mallory looks up to her, and they are close in more ways than just riding. They make each other better. For Mallory, everything changed when she got a job on Street Outlaws Memphis. She did more than just appear on that show. She could show the world what she could really do. At the track, she wasn't just someone's daughter or friend anymore. In her own right, she was a driver who made her own lane and showed she's here to stay. This Street Breaks Memphis is a spin-off of the hugely popular Street Outlaws series. This time, though, it really gets into the rough and tumble world of street racing in Memphis. It all began when Pilgrim Media Group, the company that made the Discovery Channel show Street Outlaws, contacted J.J. DeBoss with the idea of making a show about him and his Memphis band. At first, J.J. didn't really feel it. Manager Sam Corcus asked J.J. what it would take to get him on board, and J.J. told him the truth. He did not want to be a part of something that seemed fake or planned. But J.J. being J.J., he set the rules. He told them that he might be interested if they were willing to film things the way they happened, with no directors yelling cut or telling them how to race, just people doing real things on the street. Sam agreed. From that point on, things have been the same. What people see on Street Outlaws Memphis isn't staged or finished, it's real. It's hard to predict. It's true. Memphis is more than just fast cars on the street. They give off a different kind of power. Their style comes from history and has a lot of grit to it. JJ and his friends are back for another season, and the battle is tougher than ever this time. Racists from everywhere. Memphis will be put to the test by teams from Detroit, Texas, and just about every other part of the country. JJ, on the other hand, has always seen Memphis as the enemy. JJ follows an old-fashioned set of rules. As head of the Memphis Outlaws, he only has to drop his arms and it's time to go. There are no fancy lights or electronic signs. He thinks it's a race if you're in the hunt, so don't think too much about the start or watch replays in slow motion. It was possible to break down every move in street racing back then, he says. In the race they used what they had, in their cars, to fix things instead of getting into fights. It's more than just a sport in Memphis, it comes from my family. JJ has racers from 5 different families riding with him, who he lives with, his wife Trisha, his son Doughboy, and his cousin Precious. They don't just race for pride, they're all part of the team. People race for money, for honor, and for something deeper that money can't buy. But they know what's at risk every time they line up. If you make one mistake, you could lose everything. While a track is safe, the streets are full of things you don't know. JJ breaks it down. It's possible for evening dew, a dirty surface, or even someone else messing with the starting line to throw everything off. There isn't a safety crew outside. You might die if you mess up. That's why the bond between a driver and their car is so important. JJ says you should get to know your car well. There will always be differences between streets. You have no chance if you're not in touch with your machine. But the roads aren't the only thing that makes street racing dangerous. It's also about the people. Bets can quickly turn into nasty fights. Things can get out of hand with just one mistake. So respect for each other and guidance are very important. JJ has seen how quickly things can go badly when no one steps in to take charge. There are a million ways to make money and kill someone in his world. Things won't go wrong if everyone stays cool and works together. The Memphis bad guys use that loyalty as a secret tool. This race team wasn't put together on the spot. It's a family, whether they are related by blood or not. Years of trust and shared events have made these bonds strong. They can handle the confusion of the street because they are close. They will always look out for each other. JJ never had a choice about this life. He was born into it. All of his uncles and grandfathers raced cars on the street. The drive isn't enough. From one generation to the next, it's been done that way. They keep that tradition living with every race, bet, and fight on the street. Street racing is more than just a way of life. It's like family. She first showed up in 2018. She was only 22 years old at the time. They called her the money girl when she first came in, basically the person who keeps track of JJ's cash bets at the races. She wasn't just standing there with the money, though. Behind the scenes, she was also very important. She helped plan races and make sure everything went smoothly. She was a strong member of the team from the start. People quickly figured out she wasn't there just to look good. Mallory liked to drive a lot. The only way she got there was by beating some tough competitors in the streets. When she joined them, things quickly went crazy. In September 2018, a case was made public that named her dad, Kenneth Gulley, and JJ DeBoss. The suit was brought against the Discovery Channel by Jenny Larkin and her partner Chad, who said they were abused while shooting the show. They said Kenneth and someone else, whom they called Bounty Hunter, chased after Chad, started punching him, and finally threw him to the ground. Chad said that as soon as he hit the ground, he felt a sharp pain go through his leg like something had torn. He said that the hits didn't stop once he was down. Kicks to the ribs and fists to the face. He really thought they were out to kill him. The claim said that the camera crew didn't do anything while all of this was going on. They just kept recording. Someone in charge even told a cameraman to get closer to get a better shot. When Jenny tried to help, things got even worse. The suit says that a member of the Memphis Street Outlaws crew grabbed her by the back of the head and pulled her down by her hair, hurting her both physically and mentally. Discovery Channel didn't say much about any of it in public, but things were just beginning, even after all that trouble. When Season 3 began, there were a mix of new names and ones that fans had seen before. One of the most surprising things? Kenneth Gulley is getting back behind the wheel of his S10 Bounty Hunter for the first time since that terrible accident. The real twist comes when his daughter Mallory thinks she wants to be the star. The whole Memphis team is behind her, including JJ and the gang. She jumps into Zipty and learns quickly how Memphis does street racing. Quick, rough, and brave without shame. The risks are very high. Every race feels like it could be the one that changes everything, because there's a lot of money on the line. The DeBoss family is sticking to what they know: grit, raw street skills, and drive from the heart. They have to deal with everything, from big-tire hotshots from Ohio to dangerous back roads in West Virginia. Finally, there's Detroit, which brings the noise and the attitude. The Memphis Outlaws, on the other hand, are locked in and going for the win Memphis way. When Season 4 comes out, things are really hot. They're going up against some of the best street riders in the country. It's not just pride either. To stay alive, leave a memory, and make a lot of money. He and his team are betting a lot of money and racing even faster. They know that each race has the potential to make or break them. If they lose, they'll still ride with heart and risk everything for the top spot. Mallory is no longer just following along. She is now running under the name Molly. She's risking everything in a brand new car she calls the Ugly Duckling. It was her first real street race, and it was against a tough Kentucky team. Even though she's only competed in one arm drop race before, she's ready to defend Memphis and make her people proud. A lot of good people are behind her. It's not just a myth that DeBoss lives up to. He is now in charge of raising a new group of racers, especially women, who are ready to show they can do it. Even though Mallory's dad, Kenneth, doesn't race full-time anymore, she still counts on him because he knows a lot about cars and has a big fan base. This season, there is also a new family member who steps up. Chelsea, Doughboy's wife, is sick of sitting back and watching. It's time for her to put on her race clothes and get behind the wheel. This life of racing is in her blood too. It's no longer just about Memphis either. Hunters new to the sport, like Travis Harvey, who goes by the name Carolina Kid on the streets, are eager to show something.